Hello. Hi. Another talking through a spread. This time it's going to be different. We're going to do it live. I mean, by live, I mean the past two, the birthday spread and the spring equinox spread. I recreated spreads that I did, but I thought today is the summer solstice, and I was gonna pull these cards anyway, and so let's do it live and see what happens. And I don't know, I guess if it goes terribly, I won't use this video and I'll do what I've done before and recreate it. But honestly, I need a little inspiration today. I'm not, it is, if you can see, it is Portland, and it is the first day of summer, and it is cold and gray outside there's been rain and storms. And it is the longest day of the year, and it is so gray, and I feel pretty gray myself lately. If anyone watched my spring equinox recap that I recorded about a week ago, I'm feeling frustrated around, yeah, the globe and the country, but also stuff in my own personal life and stuff with my work and feeling frustrated. And so, what better time to get a little bit of advice and wisdom from the cards? So this is my summer solstice arc of light reading. So yeah, we're gonna do this together. Hope you're gonna join me on this process. So I'm just using, this is one of my, partly because I need it, this is one of my sweetest decks. I love this deck. This is the Spacious Tarot, and it's very kind. I've always felt like it's very kind and it's very gentle, and I could use a little bit of that energy today. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna try to treat this as if I was reading for a person or in a reading with a person. So rather than me in the past who have gone over it and like, here's what I saw and we're gonna try to do it as if. So start off first. Um, all right, card one. This is the ground. So yeah, so I designed this spread, the idea that it's the arc of light, so that from December 20th, 21st of last year, being the winter solstice, that every day the light has grown. So we're going to start with something in the center that is our, like where we are today, it's our grounding one. And then we're going to discuss this sort of arc of light around it, as if the sun is getting brighter, and we're going to explore where light lands in our lives and what the sunlight shows us, what is going to be our primary focus. So, all right. So again, this is the ground. This is what centers me. This is just where I'm anchored right now. Okay, card two. This is the winter. So we're going to start back where the days were short and the nights were long. So this is the winter. What was left behind in those darker days? Oh, I almost got two, which I almost should have pulled two because anytime there's a jumper, it's important. Okay, so this next one is the spring. So now we're moving toward the peak of light. So this is the spring. So what has grown this past spring? What has grown with more light? What has grown in my life? And then now, in theory, on our longest day, our next card here at the peak is the sun. This this is the brightest focus in my life right now. This is what's brightest. What is drawing the most with the most light? What am I seeing most clearly? Where's my focus? And then now we're tracking the sun through the sky. So we have this lovely light. This is our peak point today. And so now what's the summer? We had the winter, the spring, the peak, and now what's going to in the summer? And by that I mean like what is the light going to shine upon? So what will also be in focus? What will be coming in the days of summer? And then as we go from this place in the winter to the peak of the summer, we're also going to talk about the light is leaving us again. Not right now, but it will be over the next 6 months. So this last card is the shadow. So what will be revealed when there is less light in our eyes? So sort of what's coming in the next 6 months? What can I not see now, but I will see later on? Which can be good or it can be bad. Okay. All right. So Um, yes, as I talked about before, I like to flip them over one at a time, build the story. I like to I don't believe in reversals, so if a card's upside down, I'm gonna flip it over because the cards mean so many things, and so to believe the opposite or the shadow version, I don't. That's not how I practice. So okay, so let's start with my center. This is my ground. What is centering me right now? Okay. Okay, so I was kind of afraid of doing this, of recording this, um, because sometimes the cards they hit, and so this is judgment. So this is where I am right now, and judgment is well. Here, let me do this as if I was as if I was a client. So describe the image. Okay, well, I feel like this is a cold place. There's a portal ahead with something bright. So it feels like it's a wintry place and I'm in it right now, but something is approaching. I'm close to something. Um, and okay, so how would I do this for a client? So okay, so I'm looking at the card. It's very sort of symmetrical, it's very balanced. It's leading me. There's movement to it. Um, and we really see the change that is just down the road from me. Um, I mean, I suppose I could look at it the other way and that I've come from this place and I've turned around to look at it, but I don't think that's not what I'm partly because I know what the meaning of this is. This is sorry, I told you I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm having a lot of feelings. So it's an invitation. It is that judgment is, it is sometimes about like judgment day, that good it will be rewarded and bad will be punished, and it is often presented as like an angel, in the Rider Smith Waite, it's an angel blowing his horn to summon deceased or to summon humans into a higher plane. So it's also a big powerful card. It's Major Arcana. It is right towards the end of the Fool's Journey. I'm not, and that's part of it, is that the journey is not quite, I'm almost there. Um, And so the idea that this is what centers me, this is what my grounding is I don't know, in some ways it's really beautiful and in some ways it's really hard because if that's the thing that centers me, am I always almost there? And that's hard. And that's hard to face because feeling I've been feeling that lately. Not that I don't know. I've always had an idea like I'm almost there, and it just seems like this there just gets pushed further and further back. And that's hard. And to think that if that's what is grounding me right now, I don't know. Um, yeah, but so as I would ask a client, like, okay, so looking at this card, um, how, if you had to give it a basic emotional color word, what would you do? Happy, sad, angry, scared, hopeful, optimistic, yeah, hopeful, nervous. I mean, it makes me feel hopeful, and it doesn't scare me, doesn't make me angry. It just, it feels like I'm in a cold place, and then I'm almost there, and somewhere new, somewhere completely different. And so it's hard. The emotional energy is hard to trust in that. So, okay, all right. Well, first card nearly made me cry. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the journey. Okay, so then this again, card two. This is the winter. This is what was left behind from the darker days. Okay, so this is hard because I know tarot. I mean, obviously, hopefully, and so I'm trying not to interpret for myself. I'm trying to do this as I would with a client. So, what is the story in that picture? Well, we have a little salamander on the edge of a wand, on a wand, and the wand is sparking, and he's looking at it. This deck, there aren't a lot of figures. There aren't a lot of animals or people in it. Um, so sometimes I have to rely on with this deck because I know it. It's not a beginner's deck. Um, and so the Child of Wands, it's yeah, it's about that like that kid with a new toy, a kid with a sparkler, like that new fire, that new idea, that new creativity, that new passion. And what was left behind from darker days, so from the winter, this is answering the question. I mean, yeah, it's kind of tracking that this new toy, this not new toy, this new passion, this new drive, this new I'm connecting this very much to my journey around starting this business. Um, Not that I had the spark of idea this winter, but I started acting on it this winter when the light was lower. And so leaving behind the idea of the newness of it and honestly like the excitement of it all and the that sort of childlike curiosity and that childlike eagerness. Um, I don't feel that right now around this. Um, yeah, I mean, starting a business is hard, and it has been joyful, but it's also, and it was a new idea, and it was new, and it was a new spark. But I do feel like I've left that behind for good, on purpose or not. I don't feel connected to this. I don't feel connected to this energy anymore. So, okay, all right. So move. Wee. So moving into the spring, what has grown with more light? So this was the spark. This is what has happened over the spring. Sometimes, sorry, I cry easily. So if that bothers you, if other people's, and here if I was with a client, I would say, I would say something like, I see that you're being affected emotionally by this. I'm seeing that this really brought something up in you. So, um, if you happen to watch my spring equinox recap, the place where it was about growth and it was about transformation. It was where I was heading and what growth and transformation I was trying to manifest in the spring or what path I was on, what journey. And the last card was the Three of Swords, which is about heartbreak. And so the emotional reaction I'm having right now is that it came up again around the spring, like that the same card came up to remind me. And the Three of Swords is hard. And even as we look at these two cards of we see this winter place. And again, we see a similar off in the horizon. Um, yeah, so heartbreak, this is about heartbreak. And I mean, even just, God, excuse me, I should probably re-record this, but fuck it. Pardon my French. I don't, for the few of you that are going to watch this. Um, so this tracks. In the winter, I had this idea, this spark, this new idea, this new passion, this new way of going, and then the idea of fire energy is all about just like do it, do it, do it. And I was hoping to find more fire energy in my life earlier this year. I mean, I still want it. And then we move into that this is the spring, that this was the culmination of my spring equinox transformational growth spread. And so I see it reminded to me again. It's hard. It's hard to acknowledge that I hoped all of the optimism and like just like do it, go off and do it energy of this. It really gets bogged down in the heartbreak of some of it. because you know what, this isn't working. Or it's not working, somebody reminded me, a nice person who watched the video reminded me gently, and his friends have reminded me it's not working yet. It's not doing the thing it needs to be doing yet. Building a business is hard, all of the things, but it just taps into again. So we move from fire, passion, energy into swords, mental energy. And so it just tells me that spring has been, it is, the swords are plaguing me, have been plaguing me. Part of why I wanted to do this today was to sort of clean out. I mean, I really hope that we have some good stuff coming for the rest of them. Because this one is hitting too close to home. Okay. So the sun. What is in my brightest focus right now? Okay, it's the Six of Wands. Okay, so I know what it means. Okay, so but pretending I didn't know what it means, and as I would with clients. Okay, so what is the story in this picture? What is this card telling you? In a couple of sentences. All right, so I see I see different types of wands, I'm guessing. I mean, I know it's wands, I can read it. Different types of things coming together, holding up this green, or I mean, I know I won't pretend like I'm dumb. It's a laurel wreath. I mean, part of this is I know what it means, and so this is the sun. Yeah. So what's my brightest focus right now? The Six of Wands. Okay. So how does this one make me feel? All right. So again, just go back to just basic like image analysis. All right. Well, the colors are warm, which generally means feels good, and it's a very sort of balanced idea. I mean, actually, this one was pretty balanced too. It's not balanced in a great way, even though it's an odd number. And this one is not quite balanced. But then here we have this sort of balance. So this is, and what I am loving to see is that I like to connect color story. I like to connect imagery, and so the background here is reminding me a little bit of here, and that we see this sort of at the horizon, and that we see that moves us in the future, and that we have this orange spark to start us off. So I like what this is saying. But yeah, I know what it means. It's the Six of Wands traditionally means. This is the problem when I read for myself, is because I don't do enough sit with the cards. How do they make me feel? I go right to the meaning. Six of Wands is about like public recognition. And as we're seeing the wands connect from the winter, the spark of the idea, to now the brightest focus, yeah, I'm trying to build a business, and so much of it is, I believe in the work that I do. I believe in this. I believe that this is valuable. It's valuable for me. And it's so hard because, which is, I ran into this as an actor, I ran into this as a writer, to be able to do the things that we want to do in the world, to do the things that we're good at, that we inspire us, that we feel passionate about in those ways, we need public recognition. Like part of the problem as an actor, I was no good at marketing, and I didn't have a following, and but it's like to get any success in business, in that business, I had to have a certain degree of fame and a certain degree of clout, and a certain, like, people get hired based on the amount of followers that they have, and that makes me insane. I understand that's how the business works though. So as a writer, same thing. Could I get traction? Could I attract an agent? Could I do all the things with a following? Well, I didn't have much of a following. And so now this one particularly, because I am marketing myself online through social media. If you're watching this, you found this on YouTube, or I've put a clip of this on TikTok or Instagram. And so you have to build a following. You need the public recognition. This is my brightest focus right now. And it sucks. I'll be honest, it sucks. Because to do the magic, to use these wands, to use the magic, I gotta get the recognition. I gotta get the award and the acclaim. And it seems like even as you're looking at the way that the spread is designed, and the way that the wands are moving, this pinnacle wand moment, they're pointing up to this central point, like the pyramid is being echoed here. This one is actually pointing up this direction. These are just going in scattered directions, and actually the sword points are buried in the ice. So it is counterproductive. It is energy going in the opposite direction. It is all of the things. So yeah, this is frustrating because I do feel like to be able to do the work, to be able to tap into my passion, this fire wand energy that I need public recognition, and that is being hard to get. Whew. Sorry, y'all. I try to be a little more optimistic, but I'm feeling a lot of feelings. Is the this is how it goes. So, all right. Now, if someone on the opposite side of the screen was having a hard time, I would try to, I would show them some compassion. I would encourage them to show themselves some compassion. Because right now I do feel like I'm beating up on myself for a lot of this. And that ain't fair either. So anyway, all right, let's move us along because this could take forever. Um, all right, so card four. So we had the sun. This is the summer. Okay, so now what will all of this beautiful light, in theory, if it was sunny out today, what will all of this reveal in the next coming months? Okay. Okay, Blaine, what's the story in this card? What is this card telling you? Well, tarot reading, Blaine, thank you. This is bad. This is what I'm reading. This is bad. This poor little creature here is at the mercy of all of these swords in the dark, and he looks terrified. That's my summer, folks. Okay, so okay, and then all right, Blaine, if you had to just give this a basic color word, like emotional color word, does this make you feel happy, sad, angry, scared, hopeful, nervous? This is terrifying. I'll be this is not a great card to get, folks. I hate the Nine of Swords. I get it a lot. So it's all about fear and anxiety. And true, 100%. I am very afraid about what's going on in the world. I am very afraid about what's going on in the country. I am afraid for myself in it. I am also completely anxious about doing this, building this business. So, like, my work life intersects with all of this. Yeah, anxiety, fear. Now, part of this, even in the worst cards, even in all of the worst cards, there's always a message of hope or a lesson, an instruction. So even in this shitty fucking terrifying, excuse my French, whatever, we're all adults, card, it reminds us that we feel the Nine of Swords is often about like night, like that idea of nightmares. Like we feel fear sharpest in the middle of the night. When everything is dark, we forget. Even I deal with insomnia at times. I have dealt with sleeplessness for lots of reasons, and I'm also one who will wake up in the middle of the night and with like a small pain in his side or whatever, and within minutes will convince myself that I'm gonna die in the middle of the night of something is gonna kill me immediately. No one's gonna find my body for a long time, all because of this little like stitch in my side. And it's hard in those moments. And then when we amp ourselves up in the middle of the night, or we amp ourselves up in this place of fear and anxiety, it's very hard to remember that even in the darkest night, dawn comes, which is part of the whole reason of summer solstice. And we connect it to the sun and we see all the sun. And part of the sun's card is to remind us that day always comes. No matter how dark things get, day always comes. Things will look clearer in the morning, though they don't feel great right now. So, if I suppose the optimistic positive lesson for this spread is if this summer, if all of this gorgeous light is revealing how anxious and nervous I am, to give myself some self compassion, give myself a break, and also trust that things will get better. Things will change. I have it in my control. I can't control being afraid or anxious. I can control how I deal with it. I can control how much I let it affect me. Um, I can exert some control over those forces. Okay. So, golly gee. So, I mean, all of these are hopefully supposed to be nice cards, and then they didn't really turn out. Okay, so this last one is the shadow. So as we move from kind of the idea of winter solstice 6 months ago through the summer solstice today, this the arc of the sun getting um, when there's less light in the fall, in the winter, what will let less light reveal? Like right now, all this light is showing me this need that I need public recognition. I need some achievement. I need to feel that right now, some accomplishment. So what will come in 6 months? Okay, well, thank God for this, I suppose. Okay, so Lane, what's the story in this card? How do you interpret this card as someone who's being read for? Okay, well, I would say it's a tree, and there are all these like, okay, I know they're coins. There's all these coins stuck in the tree. We don't really see where the tree starts, and we don't really see where it stops, and it's kind of in a dark place, but like it's a healthy tree, and it seems like it's got these coins stuck in it, and really tall and straight and balanced. And actually, I even kind of like that this is the shadow card. What will less light reveal? And we see the place where this is a dark place, but we're really able to see this tree in the dark. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this feels like solid. This feels, I love trees. If nothing else, I like trees. And um, it feels like it's growing and doing well, and we don't even know. We don't know where it starts, we don't know where it stops. So also it seems like it's a big tree, which tells me that it's been around, it's maintained itself, it lasts, and it's going to keep growing. How do I feel? Basic emotional color word: happy, sad, angry, scared, hopeful, nervous. I don't know, I mean, I guess it feels like kind of comforting. It feels solid. I mean, thank God it's not scary like fucking sword. Excuse my French again. Um, so yes. So what does this card mean as the Blaine Tarot Blaine? Okay, well, the Ten of Pentacles is the close of a cycle. It is it's achieving success and gathering wealth, and whether that is monetary wealth or spiritual wealth or relational wealth, or like you have done it. It also is something that connects us like a tree. It connects us from past to present. So, or I'm sorry, even past to future. So like what have we done that we can that honors our ancestors, that will honor our children. So like that idea of longevity and sort of familial solid responsibility. Um, and again, 11, love an even number. An even number always feels good generally. Um, love an even number always feels good generally. That's some great adverb work there. So I take this to mean, okay, so now we'll just do the big one. Um, Okay, so this is my ground. And as we look at these cards, all of these are minor arcana. And this is the only major arcana card. And so I at least like that where I am in my center, the thing that grounds me and roots me, the earth, really. I mean, the idea when I designed this was this is the earth and this is the sun moving around the earth. So my earth right now, my ground, is a is a big card, and it's also like I'm almost there. But there is an invitation to transcend. I can take the last few steps along this path to get me to this, out of this wintry place into a place that feels good. So as I connect that around this journey, so in this, and maybe it's gonna like a year journey, or maybe this is the fall. Um, So in the winter, we had the spark of an idea. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This feels fun. This feels exciting. This feels invigorating. And then we get into heartbreak because it's not going easily. And my own swords, my own mental stuff is getting, it's not getting in my way. I don't want to shame myself here, but I'm really feeling it. And it's a three. So again, it's early on in the process. So like I have a journey to go. And then we get to where, so here we have the wands connecting. So where do we have So where is the light shining? Well, I need people to see me to be able to do this. So much of this, I mean, I can't control what's going on out in the world or in the country. I really can't. And it's hard to let go of control like that. So the thing I am trying to control is around my job and my career and this business I'm building. And so yeah, I need people to see me to be able to do it. I need people to book. I need people to enjoy it. I need people to get something from it. I need people to tell people about it and connect me. And all of that's like public recognition. And then we get into this place of fear and anxiety. So yeah, spring and summer not gonna feel great. And some of it, maybe that's part of this path right here, is that I'm almost there. I have to get through the last bit. And as we can see, it's pretty wintry. I mean, it's like a winter wonderland. It's not the worst place to be, but it's gonna feel cold and it's gonna feel, and the fact that these two are both swords and the connection there tells me that I'm in like right now, spring and summer, I'm feeling a lot of fear, anxiety, old patterns, old stories, old things I don't need, and I'm gonna be feeling it. I'm gonna be noticing it. It's gonna be, and if it's felt bad now, it's really gonna start to feel bad. So, and then I like that as we move into away from the light, ironically, away from the light, a good thing happens. So maybe this means, I don't like to do predictive things like, oh, in 6 months, this is where you're going to be. I like to talk about where you might be and how do I get, so if I want this, how do I get there? And part of that was I was talking about the Nine of Swords in that we get to things, dawn always comes, things always look worse in the night. Part of it is I choose to have hope and I choose to have faith in myself around this. And this is also coins. Pentacles is the suit of earth, which is around money. It is around career. And so it goes from this place of this spark of fire, this idea, this passion. And then in the course, the arc of this, it takes me to a place that is around stability, career, material resources. It feels good. So I may have to deal with some sword energy and some not nice sword energy. Let's not kid ourselves. But to know that at my core, there's a big guidance here. There's big spiritual, and also just the acknowledgement of I'm not there yet. I'm almost there. I have certainly, the idea, Judgment Day, like that story of like, if I've been good in life, then I reach the gates of St. Peter and like good deeds are rewarded and bad deeds are punished. So my path thus far is going to be evaluated, whether, I mean, by me, by the universe, by whatever, by a higher thing or by a greater thing. And I've got a journey before hopefully I start seeing some of this. Because I'll be honest, it's feeling hard right now. It's not, the water's not over my head, but it's there, and the world doesn't make me feel better. Hey, thanks for watching. Like, hey, I hope everyone goes out and has just a magnificent day with this doom and gloom. It's not doom and gloom. It's not doom and gloom. But boy, did it hit home here, and boy, did it hit home. I mean, actually, it kind of all this side, particularly the past side, the where I'm at side, where I'm going now side, hit really close to home. These two become sort of predictive, and so I don't know. Some of that is choice. Also, I get the choice of like, I don't agree with that, and I don't have to believe in that. But I like that if I do believe in this, I also get to believe in that. So, um, so yes, if you've stayed with me, I hope this is kind of how I would run a session. Um, it's a conversation between the two of us, or in this case, it's a conversation between me and myself. Um, I will hold on to this. I will refer back to it in a couple months. And certainly by the time the fall equinox rolls around, I will probably revisit this and see how it felt. Partly when I did the spring equinox, the growth one that I was talking about, I didn't like what it told me, and I didn't want to believe that I was my ultimate goal in that one was heading towards the Three of Swords. And then sure enough, that Three of Swords pops up again around the same sort of question. So I don't know. There's something to pay attention to in there. Um, anyway, so I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please, if you haven't already, click subscribe, click like, um, sit down with me. It's it's a powerful experience if you trust the process, and if trust that I'm not gonna hopefully lead you astray. And so I hope I see you. Thanks for spending the time with me. Bye.